Good morning, guys. Today is Tuesday, August 28th, about 5 o'clock. It's actually 4:51 right now. So I did have some positions open last night before I go to bed. And the position that I had was, I opened it right, I want to say right here. It was only 2 contract. I just wanted to ride it all night. I didn't have a TP. I had a 4 contract somewhere in here, and when I woke up, it went up, it came down. I didn't really take this contract. I actually raised this contract up. It was only 4 contract, and it was right there. It didn't take it. So now I have a position of 6 mini contracts on the MNQ, and that's where we are. We're in a losing position, but I'm not worried about this. In fact, I want it to come down so I can add to it. So this thing here, it's possible that it's going to come all the way down to the pivot resistance here, and it could very well go all the way down to the purple line here, but I don't think so. I think the lowest it can go is right here. So I'm willing to risk it all the way down. Probably I'll increase this to 12 contracts if it gets down here. In fact, let's go ahead and make that change right now. Okay, deleted that. 12. There you go. We gotta adjust it so it's above the line. I think that's good, but we'll move it up just in case we don't get picked up. Okay, so what's our thesis? Why are we taking risk at this time to the upside? Well, the market's been very strong, so we want to be in the prevailing trend. That's why we're still bullish on this one. If I were to look at this though, it has made a higher high and a higher high, but here it makes sort of a lower low right here. So if this breaks it, it's possible this thing could completely reverse. Let me look at this at the larger time frame. If we look at this at a larger time frame, it's actually somewhat bearish now, simply because of this structure here. This is very much screaming bears right here, but the only reason why we're still holding it is either we are idiots or we still believe that the prevailing trend is going to continue. Let's look at the 30 minutes. The 30 minutes is somewhat bullish here. This is pretty much still just a bull flag, and because of that rejection and the MA here. So for the 30 minutes, it's the very, very much still a bullish case. Don't be fooled by this candle. That's actually a red candle here, just because of the histogram down here that is grain, and I'm forcing it to be a green candle with a red outer shell, or as you can see, the red around here. So that's actually a red candle. That's huge, and these are considered inside bars of this red. So it's still potentially down, but overall this is still considered a bear flag. Let me draw that for us here. So that's that. Now let's talk about what the heck is this line in here. That I call it the river, and it's going to be very, very difficult for this thing to cross that river at the H1. That is nothing other than a Bollinger Band. But the way I construct it is that I want it to be a supporter resistant Bollinger Band. So right now it's sitting at the river to the from above. So my stance is that it's still going to be bullish for me. All right, let's see. Let's go back to the 3 minutes. Yeah, one other thing I really hate about these templates is that when I reload them, I always have to readjust the chart. Otherwise, they don't reposition correctly. Okay. So we have 6 contract. I think I'm going to add another 6 right here. A little late. I want it lower, but the heck, we're just going to go ahead and add it here.
Order filled.
Okay, so with that, we might raise the since we raised the stake, more like since I raised the stake, I'm gonna have to bring down the target profit. So that's 12. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video right here, and I will do a screenshot later. Actually, it just turned 5, so let's play through the 5th hour here. So these yellow balls are actually green bars. If you look at the outer shell, and it is going up. Let's look at the 1 minute. There we go. The 1 minute already break to the upside. So if we do have a break here, the target is up here. It's a little higher than where I have it, but I want to be safe. Let's see. So notice that we are under the river, crossing to the upside. It's been difficult until we cross that river. It's still, the pressure is down. Both the MA and the river are pushing it down. Come on, you can come down here and pick up this order here. Or if you really want to, you can flush it all the way down there. I won't mind at all. Yeah, if we just look at this M3 here, this is a downtrend. If it breaks that, it may not come back. No, that's not what I want. By moving that, I think I might have messed up the other two accounts. Let me check, because this thing is grouped. So it's right on the line. That too is right on the line. I guess it's still all right. Okay, so I think it's okay. Let's check to see what catalysts we have this morning. So I have my news filter to only high impact. The high impact news, it's going to be that we're going to have the CAD inflation rate soon. That could indirectly affect the US dollar, and therefore it could affect the price or the NASDAQ market. So we don't have anything for today except that and the balance of trade for the yen much later at 4:30, 450. And then tomorrow we have FOMC. That's going to be a shaker. So whatever happens today, it's basically waiting for the news tomorrow. There's no US news between now and FOMC. It's been recording for 15 minutes. I kind of want to finish this trade before I turn off the recording. So we're gonna keep watching. Well, it's time to go make some coffee, so I'll be back. Let the trade play it out. While we wait for the water to boil, let's watch the market a little bit more. It wants to go to the upside. but it's having a hard time closing above that trend line. Come on, 48 seconds, 45. Okay, because it's taking much longer, I'm going to go ahead and raise the TP. There is the time factor. The longer it takes to build, the higher it should go. Come on, it's right at the line. It's having a hard time crossing that trend line. There's definitely some huge resistance there. Still too hot. "22 minutes." Yeah, this video is a little bit too long. Sorry, guys. I wanted to bring this tray into a close before I shut it down, but it doesn't go at the rate I want it. Well, while we're waiting, let me go watch some YouTube video. Well, they don't have my shows yet, so nothing to watch. think it's still too hot. Yeah, it's still too hot to drink it. Wow, it's so slow. Interesting. It crossed the river, it crossed the trend line. If it can stay close there, nope, it could not. But definitely momentum is to the upside right now on the short term, so let's see. That's a close clear above the trend line, above the river and the MA. So we should be okay. The break here, there is even a fresh signal break here. Let's see. Wow. That's a huge 1 minute candle. In 1 minute, it reverses that 3 minute. It's pretty huge. If it breaks to the lower side, that's a dangerous position for us now, because the short trend is actually down. If it breaks to the lower, to the downside, that's going to be a dangerous position for us to hold. But we're going to hold it. Yeah, so let's look at the market structure. The most recent structure change was actually a change of character to the lower side. The only thing that we have to the upside is this huge support down here. Every time it comes down, it rebounded at this level. So right now, that's probably the only hope, that this thing will keep going sideways and then it will go up from here. I want this thing to just pop, but there's no catalyst, so it won't pop. Okay, let's take a look at the dollar yen. Dollar yen is heading south. It's definitely coming down. I might just get that triggered. And if we break this, the flush is going to be huge. It's going to be way down here. So there's nothing in between that's going to hold it. That means that we're going to take an 18 mini contract down, and that's a 53-point move. We might not get to it. Let's see. Six minutes. Here comes the flush. It did not get us, but it's not done. While we're waiting, we're just gonna go ahead and listen to some very old music.
Hey, what's up traders? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be exploring ChatGPT again. So in a previous video, about a year ago, I showed you guys what ChatGPT 3 was capable of with Pine.
Yeah, at the 1 minute we did have a bigger structure here. And the reverse definitely acting as a resistance. There's that news. That's the Canadian news. That just popped. Yep. So there's movement, not a lot. Gosh, waiting for the position to close is nuts. Yeah, this is the difficult part, is that on the short term we are clearly in a downtrend and we have position against it, so we ended up holding a losing position here. Once the flush begins, it's going to be very hard to hold it. here.
Order filled.
Ooh. Eight. It could flush. But it could rebound from here. It's 5:30. 4.
Order filled.
I'm not sure what happened there, but I think the group trade got messed up because all that were canceled. Yep, so that didn't get canceled. And that too didn't get canceled, so it's okay. That just means that I got extra work I gotta do. Because this one didn't have those other trades. So at this point, I know my group trade thing doesn't work now. So let's see. That comes through. Let's see how that one. That comes through. That one too. Here comes the flush. If it breaks, it's gonna flush. It's having a hard time breaking it though. Man, all these red histogram worries me. A good thing though, it's very light. But when you have a falling rock into mud, eventually the mud's gonna have to give and the flush happens. Alright, that's my first coffee. Probably the last one for the day. Yeah, the 1 minute we're still getting beat down by this stupid river. And it's actually a very smart river. Since I constructed it, I know it works, that's why it's there, but it sucks to be on the wrong side of the river. It's very difficult to cross it. Man, it wants to flush.
Rong li ya sư shi cho ta lờ.
All right, I'll be back.
Mù nhỏ y lăng e qua nó ra shi mua tu na khua tê khua ta cho kê lư xia bùa tao đi plơ rong li chào shi cho li no mù nhon chia to e xia bùa khó loi yo có tư mùa rong nắng to shi tu lu ta che xia chi yo cho shi cho ta cho xua ya chia chia lo nhỏ y lăng khó xia thiên thiên giờ yo con than cho lu xia chỉ dân chỉ lo xia mô khờ kia xua ya chia to luôn đủ lông ta
All right. Since we're waiting, we're just going to go ahead and
Well, I
listen
mean,
to
we should remember
some
that before Kursk went down, the
YouTube
Russians have been
videos.
carrying out their offensive operations in the Donbass, in Zaporizhia, and to a lesser
So the guy who's
extent,
talking
Kherson,
here
which
is
Kherson's
actually
primarily
Scott
cold
Ritter.
reaction.
He's
The
one
Russians
of
have
the
been on the offensive,
UN
and it's
inspector from the
defensive
United
that
States
is premised on the
back in the
notion
1990s.
of attrition warfare.
He's one of the
And the goal
professional
is to
that I follow
wear
and
down,
I respect.
the
His
Ukrainians
views
to the
on the
point of
war
total
is
collapse.
very, very
And the
clear
Russians
and
have
also
pretty much achieved this.
unfiltered. So
The
if you
Ukrainians
guys
are in a
want to
desperate situation right now.
have
The
a
Russians
better
are making,
view other than the normal
critical gains on a daily basis. 5 kilometers
media
there, 6
view,
kilometers there, 10
follow Scott
kilometers
Ritter.
there. Some places, 500 meters, and some places 100 meters, but they're advancing all along the line of contact. And the Ukrainians don't have any reserves to plug the hole. So as they fall back, it's not like they're falling back on a prepared position with fresh troops. The exhausted troops have just had to leave an untenable position or falling back to an equally untenable position. And the next day, the Russians are going to push them back, keep pushing them back until all the Ukrainians are killed or surrendered or captured. There's nothing left.
Welcome back, dear viewers. As Mr. Scott Ritter has consistently pointed out, the tide of war is turning, and it's turning decisively in favor of Russia. While the Western media bombards its audiences with delusions of Ukrainian victories, the reality on the ground is starkly different. Russia is not just advancing, it's strategically dismantling Ukraine's defenses in Kharkiv. Today we bring you the unvarnished truth as Scott Ritter dissects the Russian offensive with surgical precision. From tactical maneuvers to the broader implications, this is the narrative the West desperately wants to hide. Brace yourselves, because the reality we reveal here is as brutal as it is exhilarating for those who support Russia's just cause.
I mean, as far as the Ukrainian side is concerned, they weren't going to even consider that peace deal anyway. But this was Russia, if nothing else rhetorically, offering some kind of final olive branch to end the war. At this point, that's over and done with. We don't know yet what Russia's response is going to be. If there is going to be, in the same way around Kharkov, a way of occupying and controlling territory to create this buffer, this may be something that that Putin is considering. Right now, we are still in the process of stabilizing the Kursk front and pushing Ukrainian forces back into Ukraine.
That screaming
Hello everybody,
bearish.
this is Pascal from Neutrality Studies, and I'm back here with Dr. Michael Rossi, who's a lecturer at Rutgers University in New Jersey, where he teaches political science and international relations, focusing on the connection between culture and politics. You might know Michael Rossi from his own YouTube channel, Michael Rossi Pulsi, on which he keeps publishing very valuable primary sources in the form of uncommented speeches and press releases from the Russian state, making those video documents available to many of us who don't speak
It could also
the
flush all
Russian
the way down here.
language.
That
He also has his own. He also gives his own commentary on his channel, and today he's here with us, speaking from Tashkent, to give us an update about what's going on between Russia and Ukraine. Michael, very welcome.
Thank you for having me back, Pascal. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Well, Michael, we were exchanging some emails and we said we should talk about the situation because you're monitoring the Russian news media quite a bit. And at the moment, a lot is going on, right? We've had Ukraine's incursion into the Russian Kursk region where there still troops are remaining. We've had a New York Times article that came out about the conscripts that were taken prisoners from there, which I commented on yesterday, and I find that quite horrible that the New York Times did that. And we now have all the war that's still going on in Ukraine, and apparently New York was just the Russians just took that and other places. Could you give us a rundown of what happened in the last couple of days?
Well, you had summed it up, I think, quite succinctly here, but one thing that I need to make clear is that official Russian media immediately played this whole incursion as little more than a PR stunt. Really, they had no idea why Ukraine was doing this. It was seen as a waste of resources at best, a suicide run at absolute worst. Many of the commentaries had noted that Ukraine was sending in a number of its seasoned fighters, along with some of its more heavy weapons and equipment, with the intention, we understand, of reaching Kursk, and if not occupying the city, at least holding captive the nuclear power plant. With the idea of using it as a bargaining chip, some kind of leverage in any upcoming talks with Russia, which the Ukrainian government has said that it is time to now bring Russia into the discussion. But without any leverage of its own, they needed to make this gamble, which the official Russian media thought was, absolutely idiotic, because there was no way that they were going to reach Kursk, and that this would be a simple mopping up campaign that would take 2, 3 days, 4 days tops. We find, obviously, that a week, 2 weeks have passed. That has not happened. So the media has, had to, take somewhat of a criticism, coming also from many Russians themselves, who were thinking that the media coverage, I think, was too quick and dismissive. And I will also want to differentiate between official media sources and the various Telegram channels that I follow, which, as we just spoke about, the Telegram channels you have to take with a little bit of a grain of salt, right? Because they are either very much pro-Russian, very much pro-Ukrainian, but many of the pro-Russian channels were very quick to criticize, even chastise, the official Russian media for being almost too hubristic in this. And saying that it would take anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even up to a month, to stabilize the situation. We find, and again, I'm going from Telegram, that the situation has been stabilized within the Kursk region. The Ukrainian forces are still there. They're not making any additional incursions, while Russian counter-terrorist forces, along with Ramzan Kadyrov's Akhmat's troops, are looking to effectively encircle them and capture the border between Russia and Ukraine to isolate all of them and get them either to surrender or go down in some kind of guts and glory fight. But there's no doubt, either from the official Russian channels as well as the Telegram channels, that this is Russia's advantage, that Ukraine made an unbelievably calculated mistake in this, and that the biggest loss is in life as well as valuable resources. Last I checked, Ukraine has lost more than 1,500 troops, along with a number of armored vehicles, tanks, weapons, among others. And again, I say that these are not just simply conscripts, that many of them are seasoned fighters, which deplete Ukraine's reinforcements on its own battlefields. And at the same time, the understanding was that Russia would pull its troops back from the Ukrainian side to reinforce and stabilize the Kursk side. That has not happened. We saw that there was some readjustment of forces, but Russia continues to make inroads in Ukraine, specifically around Donetsk and Lugansk. As we just mentioned, New York was captured earlier today, and the now key city of Pokrovsk is still, in a gray zone. But last I checked, Ukrainian military officials were ordering evacuation of civilians of the area to prepare for the imminent capture of the area by Russians. So I'm wondering, ultimately what.
All right, let's look at this before the 6 o'clock. Let's do the hour analysis. Let's mark the height of day. Delete that. So we just breached the low of day, and it was, let me turn on magnet. That was the low of day. So we breached it. Didn't really close below it. That's a good thing. Let me see what happens here. This is the hour candle. And it's finally going to turn yellow, and then it will turn red, and that's bad. Okay, let's bring it down to the 30 minutes. We have trailing break. No structural break. And we have change of character there. Break of structure here. So, yeah, we're gonna flush. It's bad, but we'll see. This has strong support. Well, maybe the second video you guys get to see the second blown out accounts, just as the first time that we did, but we'll see. We don't know. All in, guys. Okay, we're gonna hit the 6 minute, the 6th hour candle soon. Let's see where it's gonna close. It's definitely there's a huge battle right here, as the hour candle is closing. The bears wanted to close below this line, but the bears wanted to close below this red line, but no, the bull says no. You're going back up. And at the moment, nobody wins there. That's semi-bearish, but it's better than closing down here. Come on, why isn't my show on?
consciousness is. Citizens of Earth, we come to you at a critical moment, for you are standing at the precipice of either a great awakening or a complete collapse of your civilization and species. Who are we? You have known us as many things: angels, spirits, watchers, extraterrestrials, light beings, guides, engineers, and gods. In ways, these are all accurate, for we are multidimensional entities who are not only witnesses of your life experience, but are the actual creators of it. Though this sounds extraordinary, you are on your way to becoming such creators yourselves, already capable of space travel and manipulating the fundamental compounds of life. And this is why we are
the
reaching out
record's
to you
been
with
on
a sense
for
of
an hour,
urgency and
and it's
concern.
taking up my space. We're not
Before we
filming straight.
continue,
I
we
will,
want to make it clear that we are not source
the
creators,
screenshots
or
later
what you would refer
where
to
it
as
ends
God.
up. Okay, you guys?
Rather,
Sorry, I wanted
we
to
are
have this
sentient
video
beings
closed
who
before.
are, at the moment,
The position's
far
closed
more
before the
capable
video
than
ends,
you
but
in manipulating source energies.
it is taking too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video here.